Hello and welcome to the No Good Podcast. We are joined by the Band-Aid wearing, chest hair showing man himself. He is an artist from Australia, nominated for the Best Hip Hop Act and Best R&B and Soul Act. This is Genesis OWUSU. Genesis, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. That was a beautiful introduction. I
Hey,
appreciate
hey,
it. But
hey.
one of the best introductions I've ever had, to be honest.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to do the introductions. All right. Oh man, no, I appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate you coming on the podcast. First and foremost, how are you doing? I hope you are well despite the pandemic and everything else that's going on in this world right now.
Yeah, man, I'm chilling. Like, obviously, like music stuff has been at a low, but like I've the bright side of it is like I finished my first album, which will come out soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been chilling. Like I'm in a place called Canberra, um, uh, and it's like really like it's like a bubble. Like COVID hardly even exists here, so I'm super lucky. So I've
Awesome.
been good.
That's awesome.
Okay. I gotta say, my guy, I heard your music for the first time in Brisbane last year. I was at a kickback, like at a chill sesh, and someone just put this artist on. I'm like, yo, who is this guy, man? Like, really good music, man. So I just want to know when this pandemic is over, new music, you planning on doing some shows, any of that?
Yeah, dog. Of course. Like I said, I just finished the album, so that's gonna come out in March 5th. Um, and like the second the second we can start doing shows, we're doing that. Like no waiting, no waiting. I'm back out here, world domination, all that.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. Okay, so let me ask you this: what is your usual process when it comes to creating music?
Um, yeah, that's a question I get a lot, but I don't really know how to answer it because I don't have a usual process.
Okay.
Like um I'm a person that gets bored really easily. So like every time I go into the studio, I'm gonna try and make something that I haven't made before. Like even if it turns out totally trash, like I'm happy with that. So I'm just like trying to meet with different people from different genres, and just like get into their heads a bit and just make something new. That's always the goal when I get into the studio. Just make something new. So
Awesome.
I try not to have the same process.
Okay. I can respect that. Just a little bit different every time that you go into the studio and create. I took a little peep at your IG and I saw the MF Doom signature on it. So I just want to know,
Bro,
like, has that influenced your music in any way or your
man,
persona?
of course, dude. Like MF Doom, he's like to this day still top 5 for me. Um, he was one of like the biggest inspirations when I started rapping. The like how I started writing, like how I learned to write songs was like by trying to mimic his style at first. Like I
Yeah,
still remember these bars that I wrote, like just trying to like mimic MF Doom style,
yeah.
like fucking
Cadence and everything.
yeah, all of that. It all started from the villain, the super villain, man.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah,
Man.
so it was a shock. It was a shock when I heard that he passed. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it
It was a
because
shock
he's
for a lot
immortal,
of us,
man.
man.
He's
Yeah.
immortal.
He's immortal, exactly, man. Yeah, how you gonna
Yeah.
be a supervillain? What are some other musical influences that you had growing up? Like,
Um, growing up, I had like a pretty eclectic musical like family. So
Mhm.
my mom was the leader of her like church's gospel choir,
Nice.
and my dad, like we all immigrated from Ghana, West Africa. So we had a lot of like Ghanaian high life in the house, and just like other African music. And my brother was really into like rock and like Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that. So I had like a lot of different influences going around everywhere.
sounds everywhere, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then my first like real hard hitting influence was like Kanye West. Um, and everyone knows how versatile Kanye West is. Like every album sounds
For
different.
sure. Yeah.
So I guess just like the fusion of all these different sounds at once, especially like being like what like 7 years old at the time really like molded my musical foundation. Yeah, so then going into like finding music for myself was definitely like Kanye, Pharrell, Outkast, Erica Badu, MF Doom. Yeah, yeah, those are the heavy hitters for me.
That's a really good list, man.
That's
to
a
say the
great
least.
list, man.
That's
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So checking your socials and stuff like that. I see you performed at a lot of different places and venues. What was like one place that you really enjoyed performing at?
One of my favorites, one of my favorite shows was this one time last year. It was around this time last year. We played at a festival called Falls Festival, um, and we had another festival the day before, like New Year's Day, and I just went so hard, and I like lost my voice for this next show.
Oh no.
And like I was pushing, like I was going so hard. I was right at the end of the set. But then I just lost my voice at like one of the most pivotal songs, like "What You Trying to Do," where I need that falsetto.
Yeah.
I lost my voice, and I was so disappointed. Like I was like, bro, I had to stop, and I was like to the crowd, "Yo, I'm so sorry. I have to make this up to you." I jumped off the stage, and I got into the middle of the crowd, and we started the very last song, which is "Good Times," which is like was my biggest song at the time. And they all went so hard. I turned around to jump back on the stage, and I look back into the crowd, and it's like this crater in the floor. Everyone's like clamoring out. So everyone like went so hard, we broke the dance floor of the stage. Yeah, and then they had to like evacuate that venue for the rest of the day. So I kind of like fucked up their festival. But they gave us like the steel beam, like the bent steel beam that was holding up the floor. That was probably one of my favorite gig stories. We broke the floor.
Oh man, that sounds crazy, man. That sounds wild. That's an incredible. Wait, do you have a video of that? Do we have video of that? I would love to see that.
Oh, I wish, man. I have a photo of the steel beam. I'll send you that.
Man, that's crazy. So, you know, performing all over the world. Obviously, you yourself, you're from Ghana, right? You said you moved from Ghana to Australia at a young age. Has the music and the sound from back home influenced the music that you make today as well?
Yeah. More on like a subconscious level than like a literal level. Like I think just the rhythms and the feelings and the energy of back home is like so ingrained into me that it's kind of hard. It's like it's kind of like molded everything I do to an extent that it's hard to get rid of. So it's not really like in a literal this sounds like this type way.
Right.
But I think that in general has been like a great thing to learn for me, just in wanting to be an artist that's always doing something new, always doing something different. Like it's really helped me to learn to deconstruct influences like that.
Yeah.
So like this new album that I've been working on, I'd say that the biggest influence of it has been Prince. But like a lot of the music that's on it doesn't sound like Prince at all.
Right.
But it's kind of like deconstructing influence in a way where I'm like, okay, if Prince were a rapper in 2020 in Australia, what would he do in this situation?
Is that what's coming in March?
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm back for that, yo, so I can listen to that.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, you know, you mentioned influence. I noticed that your music videos, they are amazing. I'm a big fan of your music. They're incredible.
Thanks, man.
What kind of artistic direction, or are you even in the process of like, hey, let's do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What kind of influence do you have on it creatively yourself?
Yeah. So I creative direct my music videos. So I write up the treatments for them. And then we get a director, like someone who actually knows how to make it look good to do it. So like, I pretty much write out what is going to happen, and then make someone else like put it into a visual sense.
I got you. Well, that's incredible, man. That's incredible in itself, because even the theme of your music videos, and I wanted to ask about, you know, you mentioned MF Doom earlier. And in the music videos yourself, you got the Band-Aid on. I want to know about the Band-Aid, man. I want to know about it. So what's the inspiration behind it?
All right. So it all goes back to this album I'm making. Like not to not to be some super deep
No,
like plugger.
plug it away, man. Plug away. Plug away, man. Plug away.
But I guess like for a while, I've been hinting at the concept of this album, which is like it's like pretending things are okay when they're not. So the constant theme aesthetically to a lot of like my like single artwork covers and stuff like that has been like getting an image that's like really obviously flawed and then like dousing it with something superficial like gold. So like the artwork for my song What You Trying to Do was like someone with like super deranged teeth, but then they had gold grills over it.
Right.
And then another one was like a shattered skull, but like it came back to the grills, like they put the grills on it. It's kind of like a Band-Aid essentially, putting a Band-Aid over like a very deep obvious flaw.
Right.
And in the process of this album, that's the concept, but it's personified into characters. So I wanted to keep this theme but put it in the shoes of a person. So I had to essentially make a uniform for this character fitting that theme, and that's kind of what I came up with. Like the characters like all bandaged up, you know, moving all deranged, kind of like on some Joker shit. But then he has these gold rings and these gold grills, the gold bits in the hair, trying to put shallow solutions to very deep problems is essentially the meaning of it.
I got you.
Sounds good. So now we've hit the quick hitter segment of the pod where we just jump into some quick fun questions, just keeping it going. So quick question number one: if you can collab with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Prince.
Nice.
Because I feel like you'd never know what to expect.
Nice.
Ever. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I love that. If you had to do anything else on earth other than music, what would it be?
I'd probably be doing some like I don't know, like I'd probably be like digging holes or something. Like I'd probably be one of those people who would just like move like from town to town on like a train or some shit, just like finding work. Yeah.
All right. That's dope. All right.
Okay. So when you have free time, if you get any at all, what do you do? What does Genesis do on his free time outside of music?
Right now, I have a lot of free time, and I've just been like binging anime. I've been binging a whole lot of anime.
Well, what anime you been watching? This is crucial.
Right now, I've been watching Attack on Titan.
Nice.
New season's supposedly great, man. The new season's supposedly really good.
Oh, it's wild.
Don't ruin it for me, man. I'm waiting. I'm waiting until it builds up, bro.
Yeah, I should have, but nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Because you know how they take forever on one scene. Like one scene will take like one episode or like 2 episodes on one single scene. It's the funniest.
Man, it's so fire. The suspense, like the build up, is so worth it. So worth it, man.
So this is a No Good podcast staple. We ask this to every single person. This is okay. So we got to ask you, right?
Yeah.
What is something that everybody loves, but you don't? So what is no good to you, but it is good to others?
Cheese and avocados.
Wow.
Very controversial statement.
Wow.
Very controversial statement.
That's
I don't hate cheese or avocados, but I think they're so overrated.
Wow.
I think they're really overrated.
So like you're telling me avocados I can understand. I know a lot of people that don't like avocados, but cheese, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I see people like opening up a bag of grated cheese and just like eating it straight.
Nah,
like,
that's too much. That's too much.
That's like a little bit crazy people.
That's too much.
But I feel like there are those people that just like live off cheese, and it's just like you go to like one of those like fancier parties and they have the cheese platter, and it's too literal. Like the cheese platter is just cheese. I'm like, bro, I can't get jiggy with this shit. Like, come on, man. So I think cheese cheese is like a good like 6 for me on a good day.
All right.
It's not a 10.
I got you. I
On a
got you.
good
That's
day.
my controversial
All
statement.
right. All right.
I can respect that. I'll respect that. But just before we go, let our listeners know what's coming up next, where we can find you, your socials, all of that.
Yeah, cool. Just at Genesis Owusu on everything. GenesisOwusu. Album Smiling with No Teeth, March 5,
Okay.
out everywhere. Hopefully, once COVID settles down, coming to a venue near you. Yeah, out here watching anime,
That's
living my
awesome.
Okay.
life.
Let's go. Let's
Okay.
go.
I'm looking forward to the link up in Brisbane. Hopefully, I get to come back to Australia really soon. Mine's this COVID thing. But Genesis Olusu, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come sit with us here today at the No Good Podcast. We really do appreciate it.
Much love. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you,
Awesome.
man. Thank you.
Until next
Thank
time,
you.
it's the boys from the No Good Podcast. We'll see you soon.
You're
Yo, what's up? Thanks for watching our video, and if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, and watch our other videos.
Pick 'em right there.